Good evening and welcome to your weekly deep dive into the ever-twisting world of the Traitors. If you thought alliances, deception, and backstabbing couldn't get any more intense, Episode 9 proves otherwise. The castle is buzzing with paranoia, strategy, and the occasional burst of chaos. And as the Winter Olympics unfold on the other side of the world, our attention remains glued to the manipulation, suspicion, and clever gameplay happening right here in this reality show phenomenon. With a new traitor revealed and a game that refuses to slow down, fans everywhere are on edge, questioning every glance, every whisper, and every strategic maneuver. This week, the castle bid farewell to Dorinda Medley, the latest victim of the Traitors' lethal tactics. Once considered probably the most useless player still in the game, Dorinda's departure, though predictable, marks a turning point in the season, with the housewives officially eliminated, 5 in total, leaving a dismal track record of just 1 reaching the end. Producers may have to rethink casting strategies for future seasons. Their presence often skews gameplay, making it too easy for the savvy players to identify the traitors. Yet, Dorinda's exit, though expected, reminded us of the delicate balance between drama, strategy, and entertainment that defines the traitors. Meanwhile, Stephen Colletti's Banishment offered a perfect blend of comedy and consequence. Misplaced suspicion and unfortunate timing left Stephen vulnerable, despite his claims of being a faithful. The setup was almost Shakespearean in its irony. Private conversations misconstrued, alliances misread, and one moment of forgetfulness leading to his downfall. Episode 9 emphasized that in this castle, every glance, every gesture, every conversation carries weight, and players must navigate the treacherous waters of human behavior with surgical precision. It's a game of psychological chess, and one slip can end your reign. The power rankings this week remain dominated by Rob Roche, the unflappable traitor who continues to manipulate the castle with near-perfect subtlety. Week after week, Rob proves that confidence, strategy, and the ability to blend in as a faithful are the ultimate weapons. In Episode 9, his prowess was on full display during a challenge that could have revealed traitor identity. Players entered individual boxes to answer questions, trying to anticipate the traitors' choices while the traitors themselves worked to maintain cover. Rob, as always, played the long game, throwing the challenge intentionally and protecting both himself and his partner, Eric. Even when shortlisting candidates for banishment, Rob's decisions reflected both risk and calculated misdirection, proving why he remains atop the power hierarchy. Yet, power alone doesn't guarantee safety. Kristen Kish, ranked second, demonstrated this week that influence can come from courage and perception, not just manipulation. Confronting Tara Lipinski and challenging Eric Nam publicly, Kristen positioned herself as a voice of reason and suspicion, shielding herself from potential banishment. Her actions show the importance of social intelligence and timing in a game where alliances shift in the blink of an eye. Whereas Rob's power stems from deception, Kristen's comes from clarity and assertiveness, illustrating 2 very different strategies that are proving effective in this high-stakes environment. Mark Ballett, our third-ranked faithful, navigated Episode 9 with a mix of charm, observation, and occasional confusion. While some decisions seemed humorous, like his Peaky Blinders-inspired costume choice, the underlying gameplay remained solid. He witnessed Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski's synchronized figure skating camaraderie and correctly interpreted their dynamics, even if it was based on cues outside the castle. Mark's ability to synthesize information, recognize alliances, and maintain a neutral yet observant stance exemplifies the survival tactics that keep faithfuls in play against relentless traitors. Maura Higgins continues to hover near the top of the rankings, leveraging both social grace and instinct. While she occasionally shows signs of suspicion toward Rob, his careful manipulation keeps her just shy of taking decisive action. This delicate balance between doubt and trust underscores a key element of the traitors. Players must constantly gauge not only what they know, but how their actions will be interpreted. Maura's survival reflects an intuitive understanding of castle politics and the subtle interplay between deception and perception. Meanwhile, Eric Nam, newly recruited as a traitor, faces a baptism by fire. Completely reliant on Rob's guidance, Eric's trajectory is precarious. His lack of experience and innate sweetness may either shield Rob long enough to reach the finale or unravel disastrously under the castle's pressure. Natalie Anderson, ranked 6th, exemplifies the peril of insight without full comprehension. While she correctly senses that Johnny isn't a traitor, she misattributes guilt and inadvertently targets Stephen, reinforcing Rob's position. Natalie's oscillating judgment highlights a core truth about the traitors. Intelligence alone does not suffice. Timing, emotional acuity, and social manipulation are equally vital, and failure to master them can place even the most capable players in jeopardy. Her unpredictability adds tension to the castle, keeping viewers invested in both strategy and outcome. Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir, the Winter Olympics duo, bring a unique dynamic to the castle. While often underestimated by fellow contestants, their history as synchronized athletes adds layers of both advantage and vulnerability. Episode 9 revealed the challenge of perception. Their closeness is misread as possible traitor coordination, creating suspicion despite their faithful status. Tara, in particular, benefits from underestimation, while Johnny's visibility makes him a more obvious target. Their gameplay demonstrates the importance of social perception and reputation management, proving that even small misreadings can have outsized consequences in this complex game of trust and betrayal. The interplay between strategy and spectacle is a defining feature of Episode 9. Challenges test more than knowledge. They reveal psychology, instincts, and relationships. Rob's decision to manipulate outcomes in the box challenge reflects the cerebral dimension of the game, where every move must balance misdirection, preservation, and long-term advantage. The castle's reaction to each decision feeds back into the web of suspicion, forcing both traitors and faithfuls to continuously reassess alliances. This dynamic underscores why the Traitors has captivated audiences. It combines strategic depth with personal drama, creating a narrative that is both entertaining and intellectually stimulating. Episode 9 also reinforced the hazards of overexposure. Players who dominate conversation, appear overly confident, or exhibit erratic behavior quickly attract scrutiny. Kristen's public confrontation with Eric illustrates a defensive maneuver that elevates her safety while placing Eric under pressure. Similarly, Rob's nuanced manipulation of suspects demonstrates the delicate art of influence, leading without overt control, guiding without exposure. The contrast between these strategies highlights the duality of power in the castle. Some wield it through subtlety, others through assertiveness, and survival hinges on knowing when to deploy each. As the episode progresses, it becomes clear that alliances are fluid, perception is everything, and timing is crucial. Players like Mark, Maura, and Natalie must balance observation with action, while traitors like Rob and Eric orchestrate chaos behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the specter of banishment looms over every conversation, every decision, every glance. In this environment, mistakes are amplified, victories are fleeting, and survival depends on the ability to anticipate, adapt, and mislead with precision. It's a psychological chess match where stakes are high and every move matters. As we close our recap of Episode 9, the power dynamics in the castle remain in flux. Rob Roche continues to reign at the top, orchestrating the game with skill and foresight, while Kristen Kish asserts influence through courage and clarity. Mark Ballas and Maura Higgins navigate social strategy with observational acumen, and Eric Nam struggles to find his footing as a newly minted traitor. Meanwhile, Tara Lipinski and Johnny will wrestle with perception, reputation, and their own instincts, illustrating that even faithfuls must carefully balance visibility with subtlety. Each contestant's decisions ripple across the castle, shaping alliances, suspicion, and ultimately survival. Episode 9 of The Traitors reaffirms why this show remains one of the most compelling reality competitions on television. It is a study in human behavior under pressure, where trust is scarce, strategy is paramount, and alliances are constantly shifting. Every action carries consequence, and every misstep can lead to banishment. As the season moves toward its climax, viewers are left questioning loyalties, predicting betrayals, and marveling at the psychological acumen required to navigate this treacherous world. For fans and casual viewers alike, the lesson is clear. In The Traitors, nothing is as it seems. Power is earned, influence is fragile, and survival is a game of perception, manipulation, and timing. Episode 9 offered insight, suspense, and drama, setting the stage for a finale where strategy, wit, and instinct will determine who prevails. As the castle edges closer to the final episode, one thing is certain: the game is far from over, and the next twist could change everything. Keep watching, because in this castle, trust is fleeting and betrayal is always just around the corner.